maximalist minibus with Mary and Ryder and you. Get on the bus!
Remember last year when Sarah and I went to look for that labyrinth? Oh, wait, you probably don't remember that because I don't think I ever posted the video. But Sarah posted a video, so you might have seen hers. Anyway, we went to look for a labyrinth, and Sarah's the one who found it, to give credit where credit is due. But anyway, somebody put a lot of work into that thing. You find things like this all over the Quartzsite Desert, especially here in Skat and Wash. Mostly it's words. A lot of times it's God-oriented words. Christian, Buddhist, New Agey, Jewish, vaguely Wiccan, I guess. Lots of connecting with the universe through the arranging of rocks.
I mean, you know, I like God as much as the next person, but come on.
To me, these things are creative expression, right? There's even a name for the type of art this is. Designs made by arranging rocks in a pattern are called petraforms. It's not just pictures, you know, made with rocks. It's walls, words, even a fire pit is technically a petraform. And if you've seen the ones made by Kat and David, you know that they are definitely art. Probably the most famous petraforms in the world are the ones at Stonehenge. And then there are the Bannock Point rocks, I think they're called, in Manitoba. They're mosaic designs of snakes, turtles, and humans that were used by First Nations people for ceremonies and for storytelling, which I think is why I like finding this stuff so much, you know, because of the stories they tell. There's the story of the person who put it together, whatever actual story they were trying to tell, and the story of the desert that wraps itself around it, all of it just kind of coming together. And I get excited when I come across these things. But not everybody feels that way. At least, you know, not about the modern petraforms that are made by people here in the American deserts. I've had very heated, I'll call them conversations, not arguments, but I've had heated conversations about this stuff with some people who basically look at them as vandalism, like desert graffiti. And to those people, there's not much difference between somebody leaving a huge pile of trash or making a heart out of rocks. It's basically the same thing to them. It's hard to deny that they do violate the whole leave no trace principle. I've heard the complaint that it's like a blight on the landscape, that it ruins your view of the landscape, but I'll be honest, it's not even easy to find these things when you're looking because they lay flat to the ground. So like, even when you're really searching for them, sometimes you don't see them right away. Except Sarah, she's great at finding them. Look what Sarah found.
It's a desert miracle.
I wish I had a drone so I could show you this better, but who am I kidding? If I had a drone, I'd probably just lose it. I can't even find my selfie stick. I'm shooting this with my phone taped to the handle of a window squeegee right now. No, seriously, I am. This is something that I've actually struggled with because I want to be a good steward of the land I live on, you know, but at the same time, I can't help it. These things make me happy, and it's hard for me to see the harm in it. I have come to the conclusion that, yeah, it's vandalism, but I guess I'm not unilaterally anti-vandalism. I mean, for one thing, we're talking about Skat and Wash, okay? I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying it would be different if I found a big leave no trace made out of rocks in the Grand Canyon or in the backcountry wilderness of Yosemite. But if it's going to be okay anywhere, I think it should be okay here. You know, it's not like this is some pristine, untainted wilderness. I mean, it's got the fingerprints of humans all over it already. And yeah, rocks form the soil eventually, so maybe don't take the rocks away, but everybody does that. Almost every nomad I know does that. You see a cool rock on a walk and ooh, it goes in the collection. A lot of us have a bag of rocks under the bed. It's like Lucille Ball in that movie. Here we're just moving the rocks from one place to another. It really doesn't seem that bad to me. And I know the lizards use them for habitat, but they can use them for habitat even if they're shaped into the form of a labyrinth, I think. At least this stuff is just an arrangement, you know, it's decor basically. You're not bringing in an invasive plant species, which I've seen happen, you know, in my scuba diving. I've seen, you know, somebody dumps their old aquarium into the ocean and all of a sudden you have sargassum that are strangling the native kelp. And in the coral reefs, you know, people break off a piece of coral because they think it's rock. And it's not rock, it's a living thing, and it's important to the environment. So, yeah, I mean, don't get me started on that stuff really, but this actually is rock. It's not alive.
I mean, not in the traditional sense, unless you think of it, from the perspective of like everything has spirit, everything is animate in some way. Kami, I think that's called in the Shinto religion, animism, basically. This is my second time visiting this, and I didn't expect that I would get all emotional. I was just going to shoot a couple of shots that I didn't get before, but there's so many new names there. All the dogs that everybody loved, all part of that story now, including my captain. I don't know. You'd understand it if you ever loved a dog. So, yeah, I guess I have to say that I'm contributing to the vandalism of the desert. And I don't feel great about that, but I don't exactly feel bad about it either. I love that dog memorial, and I'm really happy Sara showed it to me. I'm glad that I got to add to it. I'm glad to be part of it. I can't wait to see what it looks like next year when I come back, and I'm going to be happy when I see Captain's name there, even if it is graffiti. What do you think? And while you're thinking about that, here's another weird pop-up spontaneous art project that people randomly contributed to. Take a look. It's an old video, so you got to forgive the quality, but it's weird. It's magical. See you over there.